In front of me, I have the MOBAPAD M6 HDs and I've got the new MOBAPAD S1 HDs. You should know by now that we're a huge advocates of MOBAPAD's Joy-Con alternatives. They make the best ones that you can possibly get, but the M6 HDs, which have been like holding the crown for, I don't know, the past couple of years, they are a little bit pricey, but you get top-notch pro Joy-Cons. Well, now they've released the S1 HDs, the little brother of the M6 HDs, which are cheaper and a little bit less features and stuff. And yeah, they are still absolutely amazing. Check out our dedicated review video of these ones if you want to know specific information. We are just looking at the comparison today between these two. So these are the M6 HDs just here, which are the best ones in my opinion. They still hold the crown, and these are the smaller S1 HDs, which are their little brothers. So with the M6 HDs, we've got Omron mechanical switches basically everywhere, right? Which are 10 million click lifespan. These are 500 milliamp hour battery internally each. They've got back paddles, which you can assign different stuff to. You know, you can button swap and all that good stuff. You've got turbo here. You've got a replaceable D-pad. So you've got either the dome D-pad or the normal crosshair D-pad. You've also got changeable face plates. So these actually pop off. If I can find the notch at the top, they pop off, and in the box you will get one with an octagonal gate instead of a circular gate. So like a GameCube style, right? And you can take this off, swap them out. They do different colors for them as well, which is really, really cool. And you've got these D-pads which just click over the top, and you can mix and match, you know, so they sell different colored faceplates. They sell different colored entire controllers, like pink ones as well as white ones. The black ones here are fairly new. So they have been out for the least amount of time in the M6 HD realm. They've got Hall effect joysticks, which are wicked. They've got NFC, HD rumble, as well as, of course, anti-friction metal caps here, and they are removable joystick caps so that you can take these off. They are keyed though, so you need to like put them on the right way, like so. But yeah, these are absolutely amazing Joy-Cons because of the ergonomics. Like, look how fat these are compared to a normal Joy-Con. Like, it's just ridiculous. And the main thing that this does is it accommodates for that lower asymmetrical joystick layout. So with the Switch, the ergonomics are horrendous. You have to hold it like this to be able to get down to that stick, which is just not right. Whereas with the M6 HDs, you can properly get that in your hand and have access to that joystick. They are perfect for medium and large hands. People with smaller hands were complaining that these are too big because they are too fat, right? They are chonky boys, but that accommodates for bigger hands. They fit so nicely in your hands. They really, really do. But yeah, some people were complaining that they're a little bit too big, and that's where the S1 HDs come in. So the S1 HDs don't have removable plates. They don't have removable joysticks. They don't have anti-friction metal friction rings on the stems. They don't have a removable D-pad. They don't have back paddles either, but they still have NFC, they still have HD rumble, they still have Hall effect joysticks, but as well as having mechanical switches, they now have liquid silicone buttons and D-pad, which feel really, really nice. These still have turbo, but no button swap or anything like that, and they still have gyro as well, but just a total redesign. So they are totally different in shape. So you can see the MOBAPADs on the left are much, much, much wider, which to me still gives much greater access to this asymmetrical, like, dropped joystick. Look how much distance there is between here and here, so that you can get that in your palm of your hand and naturally rest your thumb there. If I keep my hand the same and put this in here, like, my thumb is trying to get it over here, right? It's just not got the same reach that this does because of how wide it is and how fat it is, right? It's still almost as fat, but it comes out way more on the S or the M6 HDs. With the S here, this is a bit more centered, which means that my thumb is naturally trying to go over here where it would be on the M6 HD, which means for medium and large hands, the S1 HDs have worse ergonomics, but For smaller hands, this will be perfect. So this time around, we've got these grooves in them, whereas with the all these numbers and letters, I get confused, but with the M6 HDs, there's no like groove in it really for your fingers, but there is for these ones. The only negative here is it doesn't really make sense. So you've got these grooves, which you would think to put your little pinky around here, this one there, that one there, leaves this accessible for up here. But then look at my thumb. I can't get down to that. I've now got the Joy-Con problem, right? Where there's no ergonomics and now I'm breaking my hand trying to get down to it. I have the same issue here. So for medium and large hands, what you're gonna have to do is shift the whole grip down so that these fingers are now in these grooves, right? Put your pinky underneath, have your index finger ready to get to the top, and then you can now get to this joystick. So it's just an adjustment, but it means that you have to rest it on your pinky to get like proper ergonomics. Whereas the M6 HDs, I don't have that. I'm not putting my pinky down at all because my fingers just naturally rest all the way around this. Much, much, much better ergonomics. I'm not having to do this, which is what I had to do with this to get any kind of ergonomics. I didn't like doing that. So for me, these win in terms of feel and, you know, ergonomics. You don't have to do this. You can put your fingers just around the back and away you go, right? Whereas with these ones, I find you have to be forced to rest it. But that is just a me problem and for people that have medium and large hands. For smaller hands, this won't be an issue. But yeah, these are really, really nice. I mean, the liquid silicone face buttons are really silent and they feel good, but you've got a 5 million click lifespan here. You've got a 10 million click lifespan on the Omron switches, which are found in here, but there's a big difference. A lot of people were complaining about the M6 HD having clicky buttons and it like bugging their partner or, you know, upsetting them with like audio problems, right? So with this, take a listen. That is mechanical switches. It sounds like a mouse click because it is a mouse click switch basically, right? This is using liquid silicone, so much harder wearing than normal membrane buttons. And I believe there's still a mechanical switch under there. They're just dampened with this liquid silicone, right? But they're only 5 million click. But listen to these, totally silent, kind of. So a lot quieter than the M6 HDs. Very nice feeling, really good. Let's just check the actuation. So the actuation on the M6 HD is amazing. No pre-travel, not much post-travel. Same with these. No pre-travel, not much post-travel. Brilliant buttons all around. Really, really like it. There is a bit of a difference with the joysticks. You can see that the caps are smaller on the S1 HDs, and I would say that the throw is about the same because if we turn it up sideways, you can see that the stems on the M6 HDs are actually larger than the stems on the S1. So these are a little bit smaller in the middle, but these are a little bit larger and that like accommodates that extra throw. So they actually feel exactly the same in the hands, you know, so that doesn't really matter. But yeah, they are smaller. I prefer the thumb grips on the M6 HDs than the S1, but these are still very nice. The only thing is, obviously you can't take these off. They are non-removable. You can't pull them off or anything. But yeah, so ultimately they are very, very similar. We still have mechanical switches on the top. I would say they're a bit tighter on the S1. So I'd probably say I prefer the S1 in terms of the bumpers. There's too much travel here on the M6 HD. No travel on the S1 HD. So the S1 HD takes the win on the bumpers. The back paddles, I would say the same. They've tightened them up. So the S1 HDs, they've tightened up how quick these are to actuate, and they're smaller. So they're a little bit less flappy. There's more movement, more actuation, like pre and post travel on the M6 HD. These are much tighter. D-pad wise, right, this is okay, but it's not the best D-pad and it's mechanical. They've always been fine for me, but the liquid silicone D-pad here is absolutely fantastic. This is miles better than this one in my opinion. I much prefer this one and it's silent and it doesn't rock. So if I, you know, press down and go left or right, it does not move my character. It doesn't like miss input. So it kind of acts like a 4-way, even though it's an 8-way D-pad. Much prefer the D-pad on this one. And that's pretty much it. You know, it's really depending on Do you have large hands? If so, get the M6 HDs. Do you have smaller hands? If so, get the S1 HDs. Do you not care about back paddles? Because obviously we've got back paddles on the M6 HDs, we do not on here. If you don't care for them at all, get these ones. If you just want to save some money and still get top-notch Joy-Con alternatives, get these ones. I mean, honestly, I can't really say one's better than the other. I mean, M6 HD is better because of the features I've listed, but in terms of like build quality and everything, they are very, very consistent, very nice Joy-Con alternatives. Both of these are the top Joy-Con alternatives that you can get on the market right now, in my opinion, and I've tested a lot, if not every Joy-Con alternative over the past however many years, you know. These are solid, you know, Joy-Con alternatives. If you're in the market for them, then check these out. Prices vary, and currently at the time of filming, these don't even have a price, but just going on AliExpress and checking prices there, the S1 are cheaper. As you would expect, they've got like lower specs, right? But ultimately, very, very good. Let me just chuck these on here for you just to see what they're like on the actual Nintendo Switch. So there we go, that's what it's like on the Switch for the S1 HDs, and they do feel good, but again, I'm gonna have to drop my pinkies down to get to that right stick if I was playing a shooter. If I'm playing this, it's not too bad, but I still have to drop it down for that D-pad, you know, but there we go, really nice. They slide on easier as well, so they go on much easier than the M6 HDs, so that's one thing to note too. And then let's put these on, bit stiffer, bit bulkier, bit bigger, but way more comfortable in my opinion. But there we go. That is my comparison of the M6 HD and the S1 HD Joy-Cons by MOBAPAD. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments whilst you're down there. Like this video, subscribe, become a member, and you can talk to me and AJ over on our private Discord. And talking of AJ, check out his news videos on this channel and our podcast also on this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.